Okay, so welcome to the live streaming sessions for today, and let us get started. Obviously, it hasn't been any much movement for now, and I would say that we're currently retesting the uptrend that has been built since yesterday on the gold market, and we would love how to see the market reacting towards those figures. So far, we have been seeing that prices, yes, has been correcting itself over the past hours, exactly for over the 3 to 4 hours. And for now, prices starts to reconsolidate and try to break the high of today at 3,320. And so far, we haven't been able to see lots of movement. Yes, that is certainly the case. And we definitely would love to see more market reactions here, and we'll see how this goes. Obviously, I would say the market movement is showing us that prices are trying to rebound, similar with what we have been looking at the silver market. But so far, price movement has been not much, as you guys could see. Okay, so right now both silver and gold are stuck in a very tight range for now, and definitely the range that we have been looking at silver is between this $33.10 and $33.20, and it's actually very much similar with what we are seeing on gold. Prices are moving between this very tight range, 3,305 towards 3,318, so it's pretty much similar in that terms. And so far we are looking through this 15-minute charts, and one of the things that I'm trying to see is whether prices could stay above this price, because so far this is the ranging charts that we have been looking at since we see the market and hasn't been able to offer us any clear trends. So okay, good evening PL. Yes, okay, so for now we have been seeing that prices has been stuck around this range, and that's why we have been initially making some trades, and certainly we have failed to get the confirmations, and right now we are seeing that prices has just been ranging between this. So it's definitely a very tricky situation, so to say, because once prices are moving in this range, you are not getting any clear signs. It seems that prices is going to higher grounds, but in fact we are not getting any clear tractions with what we are usually expecting, that prices should be going higher from here. But so far we are getting the illusion that prices are going higher, but it is not followed with a clear market going higher, that what I usually prefer to say higher lower higher high higher low. So in this case we are seeing higher low higher high, and this is the new high. So higher low completed, higher high completed, but here for now the low here, we are not getting any lows anymore, and we are not getting any highs. So that means we haven't been able to see that prices have started to moving on a trend, and so far we are just stuck on the sideways over the past 3 to 4 hours, guys. Okay, so even if you guys have been trying to trade over the last 3 and 4 hours and you guys are feeling hard to make some good trades, I definitely do understand it, because I personally also see that happening on my side. And that's why I've been cautioning people, if you guys are not scalpers trying to chase 20-30 pips, or if you guys are just trying to do short-term trades in that sense, you guys are welcome to do so. But if you guys are not doing that, it will be a very tricky move. And it seems that the previous uptrend channel that we have been seeing since last night has started to act against the movement for now, and act as one of its resistance at 3,318.5, so around that. So around this high is actually consistent as one of its resistance for now. And even though we have been seeing prices has been going higher, but without that clear definition of the uptrend where we are seeing a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, we couldn't say for now we are seeing a trend. Yes, we are seeing a trend, but it's on a sideways, meaning no clear movement. So I think I'll be analyzing how this moves. If suddenly gold prices reverse, then we can make our moves, get some confirmations, not getting shake out of the market again for once, and we'll see from there onwards. If prices starts to move much better, we could actually see something happening. If not, we'll see how this goes. Okay. And definitely with this kind of market movement, what I will be expecting is the possibility that prices should be trying to break below 3,300 below first. Because since we have been seeing sideways momentum on gold, I'm actually paying attention that that possibility is also happening on the silver market, as prices hasn't been able to break out higher than $33.20. And I'll be back on the silver market long-term chart as usual, but certainly this market movement is a little bit intimidating, because you guys are getting the illusion that prices are trending higher. Yes, that's true. If you are watching through the past 12 hours, yes, that's true. Prices has been going very fast, and that is the only prices when movement moves very fast and you are getting the illusion on the longer time frame. Okay, it seems that everything is going well, but if you are trying to dissect and try to watch on the short term, you guys will actually be looking that since the start of the Asian sessions and nearing the Japan sessions ending period of time, you're actually seeing that silver has been moving very similar and moving in this very tight range without any clear certainty. And it seems that prices are trying to give you the illusion with the possibility of this kind of market movement. So a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But definitely it seems to give you guys that kind of motion. But certainly I would say it is a very tricky one, because the range is very tight, and if you are trying to zoom out, you guys can actually see that this is no higher high, higher low. Instead, it is a sideways movement, and that is what I'm currently looking at. And yes, certainly if you guys are trying to look out based on the last 30 minutes, you guys could actually see that yes, the uptrend on longer time periods still seems going higher, but I would say I will be waiting for confirmations, seeing whether prices could be going higher or prices should be going down lower from here. Because if prices starts to break down lower also on silver, not only just on gold, maybe we are starting to get the confirmation this is the top for today, and we could start to see prices reversal period could be starting on the short term for now. But again guys, the ranges on gold is pretty huge compared to silver, because if you are trying to count the total dollars, it's around $15, so it's around 0.25% of the move. But on silver, it's a very tight range, guys. Okay, so for now, I think gold could be making a slower move and not really giving us any clear signs as of now. But if you guys are trying to look out in the longer picture, everything seems to be going well. Yes, so let me just switch for you guys to see what is happening in the long terms. Okay, so a little bit of recap if you guys haven't been able to catch up. Gold, silver right now is in a very tricky situation. Prices seems like trying to break higher, but instead the reality is we have been seeing prices has been ranging. So for now, I would suggest be careful. If you are scalpers chasing very short amount of profit, you guys could go ahead, try to do some shorts, try to do some longs. But for me, the price movement hasn't been that well. I've been hitting, I would say, stop losses around here and there, because price movement seems to be giving us the illusion that prices are likely to go higher, but not really well. Okay, but what about the long-term time, about the daily charts? So let me just move to another new chart so that you guys can actually see clearly. So right now we are using the daily charts, and based on the daily charts, it seems that prices has been able to rebound from the support area at around 3,200 area, and that is certainly a very good scenario where we have already been seeing that there's a potential new geopolitical instability happening in the Middle East, and that really helped to push up gold prices at midnight again at our Asian time zone. So it's always the case that there will always be something happening at the midnight sessions, and we'll see how this goes. But certainly based on those market movements, we have been able to see that on that night, so I would say it's around US market sessions, prices has been able to go higher and break 3,295. So I would say, and then prices keeps on continuing on today's sessions, prices touch and break 3,300 area. But like I said, I'm not expecting that prices could be moving in the fashion that we have been seeing from here, from prices touching 2,950 and then jumping to 3,400. It is a $500 move, and with most of the things has been calming down, I'm not really looking at the possibility, okay, prices has been rebounding from its uptrend and it seems that prices has been continue to go higher. Yes, that's true, but I'm not really seeing the possibility that prices could be easily breaking 3,500, because 3,400 resistance is pretty tough to break. Because if you guys look at this chart candlestick at 6th of May, prices hasn't been able to break out higher than 3,450. So to say, other than the 3,500 would be a very difficult task for gold to be able to break out higher, unless there's something major happening on the market or anything that could be very significant for the gold market movement. Maybe we could start seeing some clearer market movements. If not, I don't really see any possibility for that. Okay, so the view on the silver market movement on the long term, it's actually pretty similar. We have been seeing silver prices hasn't been able to return towards its original uptrend channel, and the resistance at $33.10 still remains there, as prices hasn't been able to break out higher than $33.20, $33.30 as well. So the resistance has been very clear, and if we are looking through the last 1 month, prices hasn't been able to break out higher than this resistance area, and this has been very clear. Okay, so the view on both gold and silver long term wise, it's very similar. Prices are right now stagnating on its high, trying to see whether how the market movement will be working next. Okay. Yep, right, again, touch the lows of the sideways range, and then prices keeps on rebounding. I believe it should be the same case on the gold market, touching the support area or the lows, and prices again tries to rebound. But again, the trend hasn't been existing, guys. That is a clear thing that you guys need to be aware. It could be a very tricky thing. But then it seems like, okay, it seems like it's a very good idea to buy. But like I said again, guys, it is a very tricky market. So if you guys are trying to do buys, maybe you guys are just trying to chase 20-30 pips. But personally, for me, trying to get confirmation could be a bit later. Trying to enter at this kind of positions would easily letting me to hit my stop losses as well. So I would say if you guys are swing traders or day traders, maybe you guys could be getting a little bit of a problem trying to trade if waiting for confirmations in this kind of tight market range. Short-term traders trying to find the best low entry point, trying to just chase 20-30 pips, maybe this is the kind of market that you guys could consider to enter and cut your losses pretty fast if anything goes wrong. Okay, but certainly with prices starts consolidating, maybe this could be one of the good chances to enter for short-term trades back towards the high, but not for me personally, unfortunately, guys. Yep, that's true. Market has been a bit tough to trade using my style, but don't worry, I believe everything has its own time, and certainly last week we have been enjoying such great returns together, especially if you guys are on my premium group. That's very obvious. And I believe for other swing traders alike, I'm sensing maybe most of you guys are also finding it a little bit tough to trade over the last few days. Okay, but no worries, later on we'll try to discuss what is actually happening on the other markets, on the equity sides, I mean on the US dollar side, and try to see what is ongoing, what is going on, and how could we react based on those market situations. And certainly with the market movement ranging in a pretty wild manner, I would say that the US dollar also is pretty much ranging, guys. Otherwise we couldn't be seeing so, and this line charts is just to show you guys what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, has been ranging, and that's why we are seeing that prices on gold and silver also has been ranging. And just to show you guys, to be very clear, right at the start of the London session, gold prices seems to go higher, and right now prices are already back towards the entry price of the London sessions at around my time zone, around this price. And right now we are seeing that US dollar prices hasn't been moving much, and certainly based on this chart itself, on the currency strength charts, one of the things that you guys could actually see clearly is that prices has been moving on a range, because you guys could see that today market movement has been very tight. It has been very similar, despite we are seeing some clear trends, but later on I'll get to this. But certainly I would say that tonight currency market is also in a rather mixed market, and not really giving us a distinction which is the strongest, which has the clear momentum. Everything is a little bit mixed for now, guys. Okay, so that's why we are also seeing the mixedness happening on the gold as well as the silver, guys. Okay, so let us try to refresh, see is there any other new events or new updates. Let us see. Okay, so far I haven't been looking at anything. Other than UK inflation, it still remains pretty high, and I think that's the major event for tonight. And tomorrow, as usual, we'll be having the US initial jobless claims, and tomorrow will be a bigger event news. So I'll be expecting bigger volatility on the European zone, as we are seeing that Germany, French, and the UK will be publishing its PMI alongside with the US at later market hours on the US market sessions for the S&P composite data together with the US existing home sales. So yes, certainly tonight news major event has been over. Mostly it will be moderate news, but still not going to be affecting much of the market. And Friday we'll be having Japan's inflation, UK retail sales, Germany GDP, and Canadian retail sales. Okay, so let's say a little bit of everything on there: European side, Japan side, as well as Canadian side as well. Okay, so for now, let us try to see. Like I said, if you guys are short-term traders, try to find your best entry point. Try to buy near the lows, just for short term, very short term guys. Okay, so keep in mind for that. So maybe if you guys are watching right now, one of the things maybe you guys could be wondering, then how am I supposed to trade? As simple as I've said, if you guys have been trading and you guys have been on some, I would say some small losses, I would say calm down, try to find a better entry setup, because most of the time we can be seeing clearly it has been in a sideways zone and we are not actually getting any clear signs, so avoiding it could be the best thing, as a day isn't defining the whole trades and we are trading for a long period of time, not just for today. So if there isn't any good setups, then I won't be trying to force to trade for now, and try to adjust the situation. And sometimes we could be having a good week, sometimes we could be having a bad week. So I would say maybe this is one of the days where we are suffering a little bit, where we are not seeing any clear signs, but later on, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow, we could be actually seeing a much better directions of the market. Okay, so trading is about the long game, not about the short game. Okay. Okay, so if you guys are already entering the trades around this, secure your profits guys. It seems that prices have started weakening, or at the very least try to take some profits and try to take profit at another better prices. Okay. For now, let's see how the market reactions will be working. Still waiting for further confirmations, and right now market is trying to rebound off the lows. Like once again, prices have been ranging as I've told you guys. So for you guys scalper, take some profits there, and right now you guys could try to take some profits near the resistance at here. Okay, so still pretty good trades if you guys are doing short-term trades, but not a big swing or something like that. Okay, and I believe same thing should be happening on silver. We'll try to see once silver prices starts to break out higher, maybe we could get a little bit of a confirmation that yes, the lows here, and then we could be seeing another high and another low again. But for now, let us see whether prices could sustain its price above the resistance, because so far we have been able to see that every time silver prices tries to break out higher, it has been failing a lot of times, and that's why we are still waiting, trying to see how this goes. But so far this is already a 5-minute charts, guys, and the market has still, we're still waiting, guys. We'll see whether prices will be breaking out or not. Okay, gold push up this week. I would say yes, it has been pretty clear on the long-term charts and the daily charts. Prices are seems to go higher, but like I said earlier on, that long-term market movement, I'm not expecting a big high movement anymore, as things also starts to calm down on the geopolitical side, trade issues, and I don't really see any big upside for gold. So if you're expecting that gold could be hitting 3,800, 3,900 or 4,000, I think it seems a bit out of reach. But let's say expecting to this week alone could be going up, yes, I still see that happening, even though it will be very limited. Okay, and for E, if you're interested to get some ideas to trade, you are welcome to check the link on my profile and click the link and chat me there, so I can show you how you guys could get this free premium signals from me and trade together with us. Okay, E, hope that helps you, and certainly I'm also sharing more stuff on the VIP live sessions tonight as usual. So if you're also interested what are going on behind the scenes, you guys could also check the link on my profile, click the link and chat me how you guys could get access on the VIP live sessions, and it's also for free, so you guys are welcome to check out those as well. So on my VIP live sessions, I could be easily talking about what is actually happening, the events, because on here I have a bit of a limitations, I couldn't tell you guys exactly what. But if you guys are interested, you guys could check the link for my VIP live sessions and for my premium signals as well, guys. Okay, hope that helps, and if you guys are enjoying silver, make sure you guys follow and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out on any most recent updates that could be happening on the charts. Okay, so far I haven't seen anything yet, so we'll try to assess how things goes. Like I said, prices has been moving on a very tight range over the last 3 to 4 hours. So back again on silver, prices has been failing to break out higher, and we are back on sideways range for both gold and silver, guys. And like I said again, we are still not yet getting any confirmations whether prices could be going up or whether prices could be going down. It's just still stuck on the sideways. Okay, so for now we'll be waiting, and certainly like I've trying to see is there any news, but unfortunately we are not having any news so far, and prices are just a little bit tricky. That's what I could be seeing so far based on the news. Okay, so for now, let us try to switch to see what is happening on the US dollar index. Like I said, it has importance on what could be happening on the gold market, and definitely I'll be back on the gold charts if you guys are just enjoying to feel what is happening on the gold market. So what is happening, guys? Okay, so as simple as this, if we are looking at short-term market, let me just okay. So based on the short-term time frame, 15-minute charts, we have been able to see that prices has actually been continually going down. So let me just extend the downtrend channel so we can see it clearly. Yep, this way. So as you guys could see, that prices has actually been moving lower and has actually shown us the tendency for US dollar index to weaken, and we have already been seeing it across last week, 12th of May until today, and certainly this is the start where prices starts to reverse on the short term and starts to build down, going down lower from 101.6, and then prices just drops, conforming towards its downtrend channel, even though we are not really see that perfect definition of downtrend, but certainly prices has been moving in that directions, and we are seeing that the trend is still existing. And we've been seeing actually last night US dollar index broke down of the sideways range that we have been seeing that has been happening since this Monday until yesterday. And I believe that once the US dollar index broke down, I believe that's also the main reason we started to see that gold prices starts to break out higher and touch 3,300, because since yesterday prices starts to broke down lower until I believe this is the Asian sessions for today, and prices starts to peak at 3,320, and afterwards we started to see that the US dollar index rebounded on the short term, and we started to see the sideways over the last 3 to 4 hours where we are actually back here once again, and we could actually see the very similar movement happening on both gold and silver, a typical sideways. And so this is what really happened on the US dollar index, and that's why we could actually be seeing that reflected back towards the gold market, reflected back towards the silver market too. And with this kind of market movement, it will be a very tricky thing because there's no clear trend, so it's a little bit hard to do anything. Doing something should be easily hitting your losses, not really giving you guys a clear trend if you guys are swing traders. Okay, so with this kind of market movement, what are my expectations for the long term? So my long-term market movement expectation has always been the same. I've been seeing that prices should be weakening. As far as I've been able to analyze with you guys together, we've already been seeing that starting from February, we are getting the confirmations prices has already been hitting the double top, and prices has been going down since then, and with every event that has been happening, prices just keeps falling down pretty fast with every major event happening from March, April, and this time it's May, and prices also starts to drop down again this time. So it's really showing us the conforming of prices still moves down lower, and I believe that's why I'm still saying that if prices could able to hold itself pretty well on the gold, stays above 3,200, and if with the weaknesses appearing on the US dollar index, yes, certainly we could able to see some upside movement happening on the near future for the gold, but again, it will be limited. It won't be as much as you guys will be thinking 4,000, 3,800. I'm not really seeing that reality for now, as of now, with how things has been moving with the most recent updates happening. Okay, so that's why it's very common for us to see that with what we have just been analyzing, I believe that gold is right now again slowing down because just now we just see that the US dollar index has been strengthening, and that's why we started to see gold market has been weakening. It is as simple as that, but it really depends on the situation. During sideways market, it could be very easily tracked. During big events, it will be a little bit chaotic. So it really depends on how you use it, on what kind of situation. But in the long term, it is a very clear market that with the weaknesses of the US dollar index, gold has been benefiting a lot. So far, if you guys are enjoying our market analysis, you guys are welcome to follow and subscribe and share this video and give us a thumbs up, give us your likes, and I thank you guys very much for your support. And if you guys have any questions that you guys wanted to ask, just check me on the comments. I'll be reading it. I'll be trying my best to help you guys, okay? Okay, so it seems that prices could be building up a rejection because prices has been resisting the price at 3,316, and if we got confirmations that if US dollar index starts to strengthen, that could actually give us a totally new picture. But like I said again, I prefer to wait for the confirmation, guys, because certainly on the silver market movement, it has been a little bit more alluring, I would say, to do that short, even though you're not getting the confirmation yet. But we have really been seeing prices just bouncing in these ranges, and I'm really seeing the possibility that prices could be rebounding despite the clear trend, or maybe we could be putting a wider stop losses, which I would say if you guys have been hitting some losses, you guys don't want to put stop losses too wide. So that's why I still prefer to wait again, guys, okay? But the signs is there, prices are weakening, and over the last 30 minutes, things change a lot. So we'll try to see how this goes. Yet again, like I said, we are on a sideways range, nothing much to say. Okay, so for now, let us try to view what has been happening on the currency market, because we haven't been discussing other than that. Okay, so it seems that there has been some issues, I would say. Maybe today it's around the US tax, but other than that, global side, we haven't been seeing anything much, I would say, so not much of a surprise. Okay, back to the currency strength chart. So one of the things that we have been looking at is if the US dollar index starts to strengthen, we could actually be seeing most of the market, which has still been a mix, could be a very hard thing to trade. But since the momentum for the euro, for the GBP is weakening, maybe we could be seeing some short-term chances to do euro USD short, GBP USD short, but we'll try to adjust it based on the charts that we'll be looking at it in a moment. And we also do see that Swiss franc is also weakening, so we'll try to also see. But maybe for long ideas, we've been seeing AUD has been doing quite okay, NZD as well, so we'll try to see longs for those and try to see shorts for euro USD. Okay, so it seems that yes, that's true, prices has been weakening, but the overall trend is still showing that prices has been going up, and it's just a temporary drop, I would say, happening on a very short period of time. We'll try to see how this goes. Euro USD is still on an uptrend, so just for a very short period of time it is dropping a while, yes, but the momentum still leads for higher prices, so I think Euro USD should be able to be one of the good long ideas. GBP USD, let's see on the daily charts. Okay, so maybe for this one I'll be avoiding it for now, as prices is already holding its support here. Maybe the price movement won't be that much, but definitely with tendencies for the US dollar index has been weakening since the last 3 days. I would say that GBP has still some strength to continue its uptrend momentum. And with that, I guess no shorts for now. And back again towards AUD USD for the long positions, but not really much interesting. Setup hasn't been really well. You can see it's very erratic. It's been just one big candlestick and then a few drops, not really any good setups. And let us see US dollar Japanese yen and US dollar CHF. Swiss franc. Okay, so US dollar has been weakening, Japanese yen, so shorts could be actually found here. And US dollar Swiss franc, setup wise hasn't been that well, so US dollar Japanese yen could be your choice to do some shorts, just chasing 10 pips, 20 pips, I guess that's the most from what I could be seeing. And I guess US dollar CAD is the last one we haven't been checking yet for today. Yep, US dollar is weakening, so you can consider to do shorts, even though in terms of pips, maximum 10 to 15 pips also. So best choice to shorts, USD Japanese yen. Best choice to long, I guess it's around Euro USD, as the risk is very much limited for now. Okay, so let us go back towards the gold market. Try to see. Still remains the same, and maybe in a moment I'll be trying to take a look at the oil market, since there's a little bit of a event happening there. Maybe you could be actually seeing something. So if you guys have any questions about anything that you guys are curious for trading, you guys can ask me on the comments. And if you guys so far are enjoying our live streaming sessions, you guys are welcome to follow and subscribe, because we'll be doing live streaming sessions every day here. And don't forget to give us your support by giving us a thumbs up, like and share this video with friends or anyone that you guys who is doing trading. Hope this analysis could help them as well. Okay. Okay. Now let us analyze what is happening on the oil market, since we still have some time. But definitely the biggest things that is happening on the market for now is last night news on the Middle East side, and that really helped to push up all prices in a very short period of time, and prices has been slowing down. Yes, certainly the case is there, but we also do see that prices has been unable to go lower, unable to go higher, and right now we are stuck between these ranges, and it seems that for today's market movement has been very positive. However, we also start to see that prices is also slowing down. We're also not getting any clear signs. So I would say on daily charts, it seems prices will be staying on this range for now. But price movement has been moving on a very positive note over the last 4 days. Every day we are seeing green candlesticks. So definitely we are seeing some momentum on the positive side going on higher side. But if you are looking back on the shorter time frame, 30-minute charts, 15-minute charts, it seems that every time we are seeing that big jump, it's only happening on a few candlesticks or just one candlestick, and then prices just slows back lower. And we are right now, even though prices seems to go higher, but it has been moving in a very rigid way. It's very sticky in a manner that prices hasn't been able to flow really well compared to gold, compared to silver, or even compared to, let's say, indices out there. And definitely with this kind of market movement, I'm still seeing the tendency for prices to go high is still really huge. But with this kind of market movement, it's going to need a lot of bigger sentiment to really see a better market movement flow on the trading chart. Because if you guys could see that it could easily, prices just jumps on 3 candlesticks, and then for the rest of the day it's dropping, and it's also the same thing for today. And we are hoping to see a better consolidations happening on the market and try to see how this goes. But certainly the tendency is likely to go higher despite the weaknesses that we have been seeing over the last 12 hours. But the consolidation seems to be building on the lower side again, and we'll try to see how But like I said again, we have already been seeing prices hasn't been able to break down lower than $60 for a lot of times, and candlestick has been very positive over the last 4 trading days. So I'm still expecting that prices could still be heading higher. Okay, but it's going to take some time. We need to see how the consolidation works, and hopefully we could actually be seeing such consolidations that we have been seeing right around here for us to actually to be able to see this kind of market movement is the best thing, so that we could actually get a good entry point and a good setups. Okay, but so far it's a bit harder here, so we'll try to see how this reacts, and hopefully we can see something much better on the gold oil market, as I've been expecting that on the near term we should be likely to see prices on oil stay above $60 and play above $60 on the near term and the long term. And back towards the gold market, even though it's already been 1 hour, almost 1 hour on our live streaming sessions, but we have just been seeing that gold prices are just staying stagnant, guys, and it really gives you guys the definition that prices are moving on a sideways range is definitely behaving in this manner, so that you guys could also learn that during this kind of period, it's best if you are trying to find a big swing, this is not the chart pattern that you guys are trying to trade this. Okay, you're trying to avoid it. If it could, then you guys need to try to take a bigger picture sometimes to actually see that clearly. So if you are taking a longer picture, you guys can actually see clearly that prices has been stuck compared to the previous movement. It has been flowing much better, even though it's not really well between 3,280 plus 3,290 towards 3,300. It's been very shaky as well, but at least there's a better movement on the Asian sessions. Prices has been flowing much better afterwards, but this market movement is definitely not the ones that you guys should be trying to trade much if you are expecting bigger market movements. Okay, and again, we'll analyze and update you guys what could be possibly happening. So far it's also the same thing happening on the silver market. So definitely yes, we'll try to adjust, see what we could do, wait for clearer market conditions. Okay, for now, back to square one, not much of a change. Okay. So PL, are you still here? Do you have any questions so far? PL, thank you very much for the support, for your likes. And if you do have any friends doing any trading, you can share this video with them, because obviously this analysis could help them as well. Okay. Okay, no questions at the moment. Okay, that's good. Hope you are also understanding. And if you do have any friends that is interested to trade, or at the very least trying to learn, you can share this video with them. Hopefully this could also help them, as this is actually what we are looking at, the charts on how to trade, and this is literally the charts. Okay. Okay, that's good, because I believe if you are trading, or at least learning together with your friends or relatives or someone that who could cooperate together well, you can actually learn more and enthusiastically. Certainly that is usually the case, so maybe it's a good thing to find someone, friend or partner, to learn something together, not really forcing to trades immediately. You can learn by looking at the analysis. Okay. And so far, not much of a reaction. Same thing. If there's a reversal, I'll let you guys know. But so far, still a very tight move. US dollar still the same, rebounding again. That's why we are seeing that the gold is also slowing down for once. If definitely two of the scenarios that I'm expecting is we started to see that the the US dollar rebounded pretty fast. We could actually be seeing gold will be able to break down lower, but it's not happening yet. So far, it's still on sideways for the US dollar. And if the US dollar starts to break down the low of the sideways area, maybe we could see that gold's price could start breaking out high. So that is the only two scenario where we could get certainty. But for now, we are not getting any of it. So that's why we are waiting, trying to see how this reaction works. And the US dollar index has been rebounding, so we'll see if prices starts to break out of the high of the last few hours at $99.66. I think we could actually start to see a reversal happening on the gold and silver market. But so far we are still stagnating. That is certainly the case. We'll see how this goes. So far, from just analyzing over the last few hours, I'm seeing the tendency is likely to go lower. Okay, so yep, despite the sideways, I'm seeing chances that we could actually see this building the high around here. So that is a possibility. We could actually be seeing prices weakening, despite right now we are not seeing any certainty. But my bias and my view for short term, with how the condition has been going in terms of the price action, despite watching a sideways, I am sensing there's a possibility that prices should be weakening from here if prices moves in this kind of manner over the next few hours, guys. Okay, and something like I said, we will be getting the confirmations once prices breaks down. The low for gold is around 3,304. It's around there. And for the gold, I think let's just make it at around 3,316. So for silver, I believe low $33.60, $33.06, and $33.20 for the resistance. Okay, and for the oil market, I am still seeing that prices should be slowing down, trying to build on a base. So it will be consolidating, it will be trying to move, trying to create a pattern, but so far it is still trying to build up, so nothing much for now. It's pretty much similar across different assets. Not a lot of changes. Certainly it'll be a very boring period. So PL, I'm actually quite curious. Every time you could join our live streaming session, it seems you're a bit free. Is that true? Are you working, or are you having a lot of free time? I'm actually quite curious. Okay, you're working, but seems like you can find some time to sneak away from your bosses. So that's a good thing. So that's why I'm actually quite curious, because most of the time you are still able to find the time to join the live streaming sessions, because sometimes at earlier sessions, you end your work earlier, so I think that's good. So it's just right in time to prepare for the US market session, so it's very no wonder. But that's a good thing. I thought you are having a lot of free time. Okay. Again, prices are right now similar with our view, with the possibility that prices should be weakening. So we'll see how this goes. For now, I won't be doing much, guys. As I've said, the sideways is still there. It will be a very risky move, despite the tendency for prices to weaken. Okay, and I believe the same thing is happening on silver as well, I guess. So let's try to see. But on silver, it's slightly not really showing any signs of that. Prices are still trying to go higher from what I could be seeing from how the chart is moving. So it's a little bit of a different thing for both on gold and silver for today. But it's a very short period of time, so sometimes it could be very tricky to compare. But on gold, I am definitely sensing the price weaknesses are appearing. That is a certain case from now on, what I could be seeing. And let's try to see how the market reaction works, whether it will be rebounding at 3305, 3304, and we'll try to see from there. Right now, like I said, it's still been a bit tricky, and we'll see and adjust based on situation. Okay. Okay, it seems that prices starts to rebound again, so we'll see. But certainly this is a very tricky market. Like, it's still the same thing, not a lot of difference since we started. And yes, prices starts to rebound again. So Scalpers, maybe if you're interested to chase 20-30 pips, this is your chance. Buy at 08, try to TP at 10, 3,310, which could still be possibly happening. I believe same thing could be on the silver side as well. Try to buy at the lowest price as prices are ranging, so try to find prices near the support and try to TP near the resistance. Okay, but for now it's not really a good market for swing move or bigger market movement. It's almost a total of 1 hour and 30 minutes, but still not a thing is moving, guys. Okay, yep, so it's rebounding again and scalpers, time to take some small profits again, but not a lot of market movement, guys. Okay, I'll be just seeing what I could be doing, try to see any other interesting market move. Okay, so it seems that we still have some time, so I think since most of the market hasn't been able to show us anything, so let us check on the currency market side too. Yep, it's a little bit moving on sideways too, because that's what I'm seeing now. Yep, so US dollar is strengthening, meanwhile most of the rest of the pack is weakening, but let us remind ourselves, guys, on the long term US dollar is weakening, so it's just a very short trade, guys, for those, and I don't really want to screw things up since the momentum will be just temporary, maximum 1 to 2 hours. So not trying to do trades on this for short-term trades for now. Okay, not here as well. I'm not really seeing that. And AUD USD, NZD USD is also starts to weakening, where prices starts to go up higher for the USD, and most of the USD is started to go stronger. So back again, guys, the trend is still showing us sideways. Then despite the strength coming back on the US dollar, we are still not able to see gold prices has been able to go lower, I mean. Okay, and I think if you guys doing some investment, I believe that cryptocurrency has been moving well. I think I will show you guys a little bit of a charts and give you guys a little bit of update outside of what we usually see on the trading assets, because I think it's very much important for you guys to also get up to date, because in trading we have a little bit of a different category, and certainly gold is one of the safe havens, and all is daily commodities, and indices is definitely the companies outside. But Bitcoin is a little bit of an outlier, and certainly has been one of a good thing to watch out, because there's actually been some interesting movement over the past few weeks, and I think not a lot of people are aware about it. So let me just discuss about it. So initially, my view on the Bitcoin market has been pretty much positive and pretty much bullish, and what I could say for sure is that you guys could actually see what are my previous views. I'm actually seeing that cryptocurrency should be consolidating, and it consolidates quite sometimes from February until May, and certainly this is the daily chart, so let me just delete this. So it actually shows you guys what are my considerations and what are my views on the cryptocurrency market, and based on this, I've been seeing that prices has been actually consolidating pretty well around 90,000 and starts to break out. But since we are not trading that, so I'm not really talking about much of the Bitcoin market. But certainly the market movement has been very appealing, and price movement has been very well, and right now it is on the verge of trying to break out. So if we are seeing the possibility that once prices starts to break out of its highs at 107, so I would say the 109 is a little bit of an outlier, and for good reasons, let's say prices starts to stay above 107 and plays above 107, it could be a very bullish move on the Bitcoin. So you guys could maybe consider try to invest some. I guess this could be one of the good choices. If prices starts to break out of the price record, it could be similar with what we are seeing on gold when prices starts to break out $3,000 on gold, and I'm expecting similar market movement. And if prices keeps on moving in a very tight manner, moving on this uptrend, we could actually be seeing 107 at weekends, guys, and we could actually be seeing prices starts hitting higher grounds, 110, 115. It's going to take time, but certainly once prices break record prices, it should be a very positive move on the market. And remember, guys, the movement on the cryptocurrency will be more volatile compared to indices, compared to commodities, compared to metals like gold, silver, and compared to currencies, guys. So be aware and try to invest what you guys could do, I would say. Yeah. And if you are trading, try to find a good trading setups as usual, as the ranges sideways on crypto is much bigger and much more volatile. So maybe the best thing, if you are still new, maybe just invest what you guys could invest if you guys are interested to follow the market trend on the Bitcoin market, because definitely if prices starts to play above 107 and stays above 107, this could be a very good chance. Okay, and let us go back towards the gold market, try to see what has been happening. Okay, and back again, we are not seeing any clear signs, so it's not a bit of a surprise anymore for now. Okay, and US dollar index, yep, even though prices rebound, but you're not seeing the weaknesses appearing on the gold, so sometimes it didn't really work at most of the time, but let us see. And definitely if you guys are following us and if you guys are scalpers, try to buy at this price, and right now we can TP at around 30-40 pips. So yes, it's not a bad move, but that's not my style trade, guys. Okay, but if you guys have been watching and you guys have been entering trades there, stop losses near the low of the last two candlestick and prices has been rebounding, take some profit again. Okay, so actually still opportunities does exist, but not really suited with my style. Okay, and again, seems like prices are still conforming, prices are still weakening. Maybe, like I said, maybe at the end of our live streaming sessions we could see the possibility that prices could start weakening. That could be the case, and sometimes silver could be also offering you guys a little bit of a clue, so make sure that you guys don't forget to watch here. If price starts to break down lower, oh man, it could be moving much faster, as this is actually building a resistance up there, and once you get the confirmation, prices should be slowing down, going lower. And I think I'm also started to see same pattern forming on the silver market too, even though it's not very similar, but yes, signs of weakness also starts to appear on silver too. So I will still be waiting for confirmations again. Okay, so it's always back towards that. And definitely yes, if you guys are asking me whether if we are not waiting for the confirmations, risk wise it could be very low. Yes, that's true, But at the same time, you could get shakeout based on the ranging market. It's also a very high possibility. Okay, so that's why I still prefer to wait for confirmations. And certainly if we are not waiting for confirmations, the tendency to hit stop losses is much easier, and it will be a very risky move for me personally. Unless the momentum is really good, it's a totally different topic, but in such market movements that we are watching, it's not really appealing. Okay. Okay. So signs of weakness starts to appear. We'll see how this works around the support. The final barrier at 3306. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. 30-minute chart. That could be a possibility. We could be seeing this long wick forming back higher. So that's why that's the use of a confirmation in the market, because entering too early, you guys could be shaken out of the market. And it seems that prices are trying to rebound from the support on the silver and also on the gold market. And this is 30-minute time frame charts. So because on a longer time frame, you guys could actually see things much clearly, but you guys could be a little bit later or late for confirmations. So that's why every time frame has its own pros and cons. And yes, back again, prices starts to rebound, so not a lot of things, and we are almost ending. So let me give you a little bit of recap. We are waiting for confirmations on gold, silver, where prices could start breaking up higher or breaking down lower, and so far we are not getting yet the confirmations, so we'll be seeing how this goes. But certainly, if you guys have been watching so far, I hope you guys have really been getting a little bit of idea what will be happening. And once there's confirmations, try to set up your trades well. And on the oil market, from what we have been watching so far, analyzing so far, we are still waiting for consolidations, and right now it's still on the process of forming it, so we'll see how this goes. And on the currency market, most of it's also a little bit mixed. We started to see a little bit of variety that don't really show the continuations of the momentum that we have been watching. So that's why I'm not really offering for you guys to do any more. Certainly it's a little bit risky, and with how things have been moving, I would still suggest try to see how this goes on the commodity side, because most of the market today has been quite slow. Okay, so let us see, and hope you guys learn something that on this kind of market movement, it's best not to do much, and it's the best thing to stay calm and remember, trading is not just a day. Okay, so if you guys wanted to get access on my VIP live streaming sessions tonight, where I'll be talking more, and definitely we'll try to see how this market movement works on my profile, on my link, because on my link there, you guys could click on the link and chat me through there, and you guys could also ask me for my VIP live sessions as well as my free premium signals. Okay, so if you guys wanted to get those, you guys could head to my profile and click on the link, and see you guys later there. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay, see you PL. Bye.